The vertex of a quadratic equation gives you information about that equation's parabola. I'm going to show you how to find it next. This is Math Bytes, and I'm Allison. And today, we're talking about finding the vertex of a quadratic equation. The vertex of a quadratic equation is the maximum or minimum point on the equation's parabola. It's the point where the parabola changes direction. Now, it's important to note that the vertex is not a single value. Like the x or y intercept, it's a coordinate pair. It's a location in the coordinate plane. So, if we have f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c, then the coordinates of the vertex will be the opposite of b over 2a for the x-coordinate and the function evaluated at the opposite of b over 2a for the y-coordinate. Let's do a couple of examples. Let's look at an example of finding the vertex. Here's our function. F of x is equal to 2x squared minus 8x plus 5. All right, first of all, let's identify our coefficients a and b, because we need those to find the vertex. So the coefficient a is 2. That's the value in front of the x squared term. And our coefficient b is negative 8. Okay, so the x-coordinate of our vertex will be the opposite of b over 2a. So let's plug in our numbers. And we get the opposite of negative 8 over 2 times 2. Now let's evaluate. So we get the opposite of negative 8 over 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 8 over 4 is negative 2. The opposite of negative 2 is 2. So the x-coordinate of our vertex is 2. Now, to find the y-coordinate, we have to evaluate our function at that value of the x-coordinate. So we're going to find f of 2. And we get 2 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus 5. Okay, so let's evaluate. We get 2 times 2 squared is 4 minus 8 times 2 plus 5. That gives us 8 minus 16 plus 5. 8 minus 16 is negative 8 plus 5, and negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3. So our vertex is the point 2, negative 3. Okay, let's look at another example. I have g of x is equal to negative x squared plus 6x minus 8. Okay, again, identify your coefficients a and b. A is the number in front of the x squared term, b is the number in front of the x term. All right, so a is negative 1, b is 6. The x-coordinate of the vertex will be the opposite of b over 2a. So plug in your values, and we get the opposite of 6 over 2 times negative 1. That gives us the opposite of 6 over negative 2. 6 over negative 2 is negative 3. Opposite of negative 3 is 3. So the x-coordinate of the vertex is 3. Now, evaluate your function for x equal to 3. So we get g of 3 equals negative 3 squared plus 6 times 3 minus 8. So we get negative 9 plus 18 minus 8. Negative 9 plus 18 is 9, and 9 minus 8 is 1. So the y-coordinate of our vertex is 1. So our vertex is the point 3, 1. Knowing how to find the vertex of a quadratic function comes in very useful if you need to find the range or the maximum or minimum point. And you'll come up against that when you're doing applications of quadratic functions. Now, if you found the function notation confusing or you weren't clear on how to identify the coefficients, then be sure and check out our videos on those very topics. That's it for this episode of Math Bytes. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. And if there's something you'd like to ask us or a topic you'd like us to discuss, just send us an email. We're at contactmathbytes@gmail.com, and I'll see you next time.